Welcome to Lubera, Swiss fruit and berry plant producers and breeders. My name is Markus Koppel, I'm breeder and founder of Lubera, and today I'm talking about the different growth groups of Malini trees, of columnar apple trees. We're now breeding columnar apple trees since 20 years, and it's time to select different growth groups to give you a better guidance which variety would be right in your garden. In principle, we select three types of columnar apple trees. Type 1 is very compact, and till now we don't have a variety in our assortment, but we have two candidates which we are propagating and in some years will be in our assortment. So very compact. After 7 years they are only about 120, 150 centimeters high, so it's the best varieties for container growing. Then we have the second group, the middle growth group, with Pronto and Subito. Pronto here as Subito here as the first varieties, full of fruit, and behind you see the Pronto varieties. So it's a middle-sized group. After 3 years in this planting, they are about 120 to 150 centimeters, and after 7 years they will be about 180, 150 centimeters. So rather columnar, a little bit broader than the biggest growing group, but they have the ability to have fruits every year. Especially Subito is a breeding breakthrough, because this variety in our Swiss tests is fruiting in the 7th consecutive year, so it's having fruit every year, which is normally with columnar apple trees not possible, but with Subito it's possible, and also Pronto is better than most other varieties. So the middle growing group, Subito and Pronto, here Pronto with the lighter apples. Subito is ripening end of August, beginning of September, and middle of September will be Pronto here with the apples which are in the moment beginning to color. You see some apple in the ground because they were on the ground, all these trees, because we did forget to bind them up, so we had to bind them up. By the side, all our columnar apple trees are put on M26 on a middle growing rootstock, and the reason is we don't want to grow them into the sky. And so you have to use a stick with our columnar apple trees, but you have the advantage to have much more fruit on them and much better growth control than with other rootstocks. So the second group, the middle growing group, up after 3 years 120 to 150 centimeters, after 7 years about 170, 180 centimeters is Pronto and Subito. And then we have a more vigorous group with Dulcessa, Fresco and Equilibro. After 3 years they are about 2 meters high, about my size, 180 centimeters and more, 200 centimeters. This is Fresco, no Dulcessa, which is ripening end of September, beginning of October. And then we have Equilibro, and behind the red ones are Fresco trees. All these three varieties will become about 2 meters, 180 centimeters after 3 years in the ground, and after 7 years they will be between 250 and 300 centimeters on M26 rootstocks. So this type of columnar apple tree, so Dulcessa, Fresco and Equilibrio, you are using in the bigger garden when you want to have a landmark, if you want to have a hedge, if you want to have a column in your garden or 3 columns in your garden, fast and subito, then you are using Fresco and Dulcessa, because they are growing much faster and they will reach 3 meters after about 7 years. So in the end we have 3 growth groups with different purposes in the garden, which is an advantage for you. And this is a result of our Lubera breeding.
Over this bridge you have to go. Here you go to Lubera Co. UK with all our breedings and thousands of more plants. And here you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. just go your way.